Hello, I'm Evelyn Risley, and this is TechCrunch Now for Thursday, July 15th. Joining us today is Chris Sacca, angel investor extraordinaire, and Dave Boyce, the CEO of Blue Swarm. Now, Dave, for viewers who are unaware, your company is a fundraising social media platform, right?
That's right, social fundraising for politics, universities, and nonprofits.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's dive right into the headlines. First story today is a story that just won't die. Apple's ongoing problems with its antenna. So they recently announced that they're going to have a press conference on Friday. And also in addition this week, they had the Bloomberg report, which said that a senior engineer knew about these problems way beforehand. And on top of that, Consumer Report says you shouldn't simply buy the phone. What do you think about this, guys? I mean, Chris, you've been following Apple. Do you think that this is just hype that's going to roll over, or is this a legit concern, a legit PR nightmare?
Yeah, well, I was going to research the issue in greater depth, but there's no signal in this room, actually, so kind of challenges. But frankly, I think it's still an awesome phone. You rush good stuff out the door, like Clay Christensen's Innovator's Dilemma. It's just like launch early, launch often. I think anybody who's buying a new device, they're just kind of taking that risk of an early launch. Like, it's just going to happen. And frankly, I'd love to see maybe the Valley put a couple stickers there, or a piece of duct tape, and move on. I've even heard clear nail polish works now.
Do you think duct tape and something like clear nail polish is the answer, Dave? I mean, this seems to be a real PR crisis for them. Their stock is down about 4% in the last 5 trading days. People are upset. Consumers are asking, what are you going to do for me?
Well, from a PR perspective, they need to take charge of it. They need to acknowledge that it's a real issue. They need to speak to it, speak about it, be honest with the public.
So what would you say? I mean,
and then it will get in the rearview mirror.
So you used to be at Oracle as
That's
a
right.
VP of retail products, right?
Yep.
So, on Friday they're going to have this major press conference with select media people. What should they be saying to them? I mean, what should that message be?
Only way to defuse kind of a crisis like this is to acknowledge the concerns that the public have about the phone. So they need to talk to it. They can't skirt around it. They can't avoid it. But Apple has such a bond of trust with the public that I agree with Chris. They're going to get past this. It's going to get in the rearview mirror. If they're not skirting it, they're taking it head on. They have awesome products. The Gen 1 iPhone had issues. I didn't love everything about it.
While I don't necessarily like a CEO telling me to hold my phone a different way, I just kind of suck it up and get over it. It's an awesome phone.
So in 3 weeks or so, we won't care about this, and we'll be talking about Apple's upcoming blowout quarter, right?
I don't care about it now, so I guess that's what I would say. I can't speak for everybody else.
Fair enough. Now, today, the new Facebook trailer came out, the social network movie with Jesse Eisenberg as Mark Zuckerberg. Their trailers have been hilarious to me, first of all, because they've tried to be so dramatic. What is your first impression of this movie, and do you think it's actually going to be able to reach a mass market audience?
Well, they obviously built it in a way to reach a mass market audience with kind of 60% fictionalization, I think, is the figure that's bouncing around. Most people in the US don't know the story. This movie may seem a little too fictionalized for people who've kind of heard the story firsthand. But for most of the US, I think the bet, sounds like from the studio, the bet is that a highly fictionalized, emotionalized, dramatized story is going to be like revelation. Like, oh my gosh, that's the story behind this thing that I use to connect with my friends and my relatives.
But do you think it's so emotionalized that it kind of takes away from the story because it's almost laughable in a sense when it is so dramatic in its trailers?
Look, I mean, I think the real life story is dramatic and exciting. Yeah. I don't understand why they needed to fictionalize this. I think you could sell a lot of tickets to somebody telling the true story of this service that means so much to hundreds of millions of people. I think this whole kind of fictionalized, over-dramatized approach shouldn't have borne the character names of the actual people of Mark Zuckerberg and Dustin Moskovitz. I think that is kind of betraying the audience who doesn't necessarily know or appreciate the extent to which it's fictionalized. And I'm no special friend of Facebook or anything like that, but I think this is doing a disservice to the whole startup community, et cetera.
Final word, a thumbs up or down on the trailer, and will you go actually see the movie? Will your butt be in that seat?
I probably won't be in that seat. I couldn't care less. I never really played Farmville.
Not even curiosity?
I never really got into Mafia Wars. Facebook just isn't that big a part of my life. So, no, I mean, I am interested. When somebody writes an article about Zuckerberg's origins and stuff like that, he's a weird genius. And so, absolutely, I love the fact-based accounts of how that company has come together, how they've navigated challenges. There's a lot of amazing people over there at that company, and a lot of amazing people have left, too. But to see some kind of made-for-TV kind of BS account of all this stuff doesn't appeal to me.
What about you, Dave?
I'll watch it. Okay. Yeah, out of curiosity, I'll watch it. I think the thumbs down or thumbs up will depend on how sensationalist it seems. And, you know, the pre-reports seem like it's fairly sensationalist, and it may be that I'll regret the $10 I spent on the ticket, but I'll watch it.
Great. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it today. Once again, my guests have been Chris Sacca of Lowercase Capital, angel investor, and Dave Boyce. He's the CEO of Blue Swarm.